I went to America for work. I got sick. I had travel insurance, but when my bill came, I went to the emergency room. I kid you not, my bill was $13,000. Like, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I have so many new subscribers and I'm so thankful for you subscribing to my channel. My name is Tani Dabi, but everyone calls me Dabi, which I prefer. And I have been away for a hot minute. I've actually been away from like YouTube for quite a couple of months now. It's been a while. Been traveling, moving houses, hustling, trying to make this money. Busy adulting really, which is exactly what today's video is about. So I will say that I feel like adulting in quote is quite different in different societies. So I'm making this video on my channel because I feel like being on your own for the first time, you do need a bit of guidance, especially like if you're in a new country, if you're in a country that's different from like the country you grew up in or something, which is obviously my situation, or you're just out on your own for the first time, even in your normal country. So here we go. So the first thing I will say is making a budget. Making a budget is extremely important. Like, money is important. I don't think I need to tell anyone that. And especially when you have more limited resources, you need to make yourself a budget. Now, I would recommend maybe making an Excel spreadsheet, or like there are certain apps that even break these things down for you. The Monzo banking app I use, like the bank I use is Monzo, and it kind of breaks down the categories of things that you spend your money on, and you can put a budget in there as well. So I think that really helps. That's just a little tip. But what I would say is, please make sure you set realistic budget goals for yourself. Like, don't say you're going to spend £50 or £20 in a month on like going out and entertainment. Like, it's quite unrealistic. It's not possible, except you're just not going out and then you end up going out. As set realistic goals so you don't even disappoint yourself as well. So next up is grocery shopping. Grocery shopping sounds like such a basic thing, like it's just grocery shopping, like it's not that big a deal. It is. Like, grocery shopping when you live on your own is such a big deal because, one, you can end up spending a lot more money than you need to very easily. Two, sometimes you end up grocery shopping and then you get home and you haven't even bought the things you need. And then you've bought a lot of useless things and like, yeah. So my tips for grocery shopping are, one, always have a list. Like, not just a list for when you're going to the shop, but on my phone I have like a grocery shop list that's permanently there. I just tick it every week or every month or however frequent I go grocery shopping, or frequently I go grocery shopping. And then once all that is done, clear it out. You don't need to start thinking and like racking your brain about like what you need. Another huge tip is get store cards. So I think if you're in the US or maybe Canada and all these other countries, I'm not sure how it works because I'm not sure if they're like credit cards or something like that. But in the UK, get a Sainsbury's card. It's completely free for you to get. Get a Tesco card. It's completely free for you to get. M&S Sparks card, completely free for you to get. What you do is you like scan it every time you shop, right? And then it gives you points. So one, it gives you points and money back. And two, sometimes they give extra discounts for like the fact that you have their card. So it could be like, the last one I just got is £12 off, like when I spend £50 or more in the store for Sainsbury's. Credit scores, credit cards, just your credit in general is extremely important. Credit scores are your way, like the society's way to kind of see your relationship with money as an individual. And you can't do a lot of things with a bad credit score or with no credit score. So when you move to a new country, like in the UK, you don't have a credit score, essentially. Like, that was what happened to me. Like, I tried to get a phone contract. They said no, I was declined because not because I had bad credit, but I had no credit. I had no credit history. So they can't monitor anything. They don't know whether I'm really bad with money. The best way to build your credit is getting a credit card. Now, unfortunately, if you don't have previous credit, you probably have to get a credit card with very high interest, which is what I had to get to like kind of break into that like whole thing. The good thing is it's not that big a deal even if you have a very high interest. The only thing is you need to make sure you're paying your bills on time, because regardless of high or low high or low interest, you need to pay your bills on time and pay your credit score on time, because these things count towards your credit score. So you please, for the love of God, if you are getting a credit card, educate yourself properly on credit cards, credit scores, how to build your credit. There are a number of different ways to build your credit, but breaking into that whole thing, to be honest, to build a good credit score, to go from no credit score to good, you need a credit card. That's just the reality of it. There are a number of other things you will need to do to help yourself. Like making sure you're registered on the electoral register to vote. You can make sure that all the bills in your house, or as many bills as you can, come out of your credit card. That tends to help as well. There are a number of different things. I don't know if I should make a video about credit, but yeah. Get a credit card. Don't get into debt. Debt is real. Debt is not fun. Yeah, moving on. Next up is a 2-in-1. So it's having a to-do list and using the calendar on your phone. Now, again, for me, I had to learn this the hard way. I already always, like in life, I literally think since I was in secondary school, I've always made to-do lists. Like I always have a list of things I want to do for the day or things I want to do for the week, because I have a terrible memory and forget everything. Now, the issue is, you can have that list and forget the list exists. Like it's very easy, and then like you get home and you're like, oh wait, I didn't even look at the list all day. So massive tips I would say to also avoid double booking yourself is use the calendar on your phone to do to-do lists. So what you do is just put in the time slot of things you should be doing at that particular point in time. So if you're meeting up with your friend on Friday after work at 7 p.m, put that in there. Like, guys, I'm not even joking. I put clubbing in my calendar. Like, I'm going clubbing next weekend. That is in my calendar. If not, I might just forget and fall asleep. Make sure you're registered at the GP and the dentist. The GP being like the surgery, and the surgery is like more like a doctor's office. It's not actual surgery, which I did not understand at first either. But it's basically registered so you can like have a clinic to refer to whenever you have a problem, and that's where you would go. Make sure you register. Like it's usually there's like a catchment area, so there would be one in your area or a couple in your area that are available to you. Then you just get registered there. That is 1. 2, the dentist. Now this one is deep, because if you don't do it beforehand and you have a toothache, you're gonna have a toothache and your account isn't gonna be very happy with you either. The thing about it is, if you're not registered with a dentist before you go there to like when you have an issue, you're paying much higher prices than you should be paying. So make sure you're registered beforehand, and then whenever you have an issue, you can go to that same dentist. This one is quite basic, but update your CV and your LinkedIn. Now, the thing I do is every time like I get a new job or something, even if I'm not ready to update my CV yet, I don't have the time because it is quite time consuming, I at least update my LinkedIn. Like whenever you do something new at work, something like that you wouldn't regularly do, or even the normal things you do, add that to your LinkedIn, and it kind of helps when you're trying to build your CV. That way you don't need to start from scratch and crack your brain trying to figure out like basically what needs to go on your CV. And make sure your CV is in the right format for the country that you reside in or you're looking for a job in. This is my favorite, shopping. I absolutely love shopping. I love buying clothes, buying bags, buying shoes. Like it makes me happy, to be really honest. But the thing about it that I've now learned is you need to build a wardrobe and not just buy clothes. But make sure when you're building your wardrobe, you buy things that have multiple functionalities, and also make sure you're buying good quality things. When I first moved here, I used to buy everything from Primark. I love Primark. The issue with Primark, however, is the quality of certain things aren't very good. So if you buy something like a jumper, for instance, that's like a cheap £5 jumper, you're going to have to buy a new one in about a month or two because the neck is going to go like this. So you're gonna have to, or it's gonna bubble up or something like that, or you won't even be warm enough. So what's the point really? Travel insurance. Travel insurance is so important and so underrated. I feel like especially for Nigerians, we're like, don't worry, nothing will happen, we'll be fine, maybe we've gone before, maybe my auntie has gone before. No, buy travel insurance. It's like how much? Maybe £10 a month for the period, like £10 to cover the period you're going, or maybe like at most maybe £50 to cover all your travel for that year. The thing is, at that point it might seem a bit inconvenient. I will tell you this from personal experience. This summer I went to America. I went to America for work. I got sick. I had travel insurance, but when my bill came, I went to the emergency room. I kid you not, my bill was $13,000. Like, where am I going to get that kind of money from, please? And even if I had $13,000, is it the hospital people that God told me to go and give? Like, I would literally rather do anything with the money. Like, it's so important. Nobody plans to be sick, so make sure you're covered in whatever country you're in, so that you're not put in a situation where you're paying either exorbitant, I don't think I know that word, extreme prices, or you're even going into debt because you were sick once for one single day. So buy travel insurance when you travel, please. We've come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Remember, my last tip maybe is going to be stay hydrated so your skin's popping. Make sure you're drinking lots of water and make sure you're minding your business, please. It's almost 2020. Like, mind your damn business and stay in your lane. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video has been very beneficial to someone out there. Please make sure you click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Leave comments below if you think there's anything I've missed. And yeah, see you in the next one.